Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. I am with you, Dr. Ijaz and Tatlah. We have to discuss today quality management philosophies. Earlier in this, under the heading of history of quality, uh, we have two tutorials. This is third one under the major heading history of quality. But here is the third portion of this unit, that is philosophies of quality management. Let's discuss in detail. Evolution of quality management philosophies. The first one philosophy uh, evolved in this field was the deeming philosophy. According to deeming, quality is a product or a service processes if it helps somebody and enjoys a good and sustainable market. So according to this philosophy, Deeming in his philosophy discussed a chain that starts from improvement of quality. How does it improve? By decreasing the cost because of less rework, fewer mistakes. So quality is improved on the basis of less cost, less rework, and fewer mistakes. It results in productivity of improvements. It improves the productivity. Then what happened in this result? In the result of this improvement of productivity, it captured the market with better quality and reduced cost. Ultimately, market need, the client need, consumer need is better quality with low price. What happened if this is prevailing in the market? That business capture the market and it stay in the field. That results on finally long-term competitive strength. So this, on the basis of this philosophy, starting from improvement of quality, results in passing through different processes, resulted that the company, the organization, stay in the competition of the market. Deeming stated 14 points of management of quality. According to his philosophy, the 14 points are necessary to be discussed over here. First one, create and publish to all employees a statement of the aims and purposes of the company. The management must demonstrate their commitment to the statement. According to this philosophical thought, whatever company or management states what claim, they have to demonstrate according to that statement and meet the commitment. Then he advised to learn new philosophy. Go ahead for the next steps. Understand the purpose of inspection to reduce the cost and improve the processes. So inspection Need of inspection is to maintain quality, to find out the discrepancies, and uh, to correct the problems in there and reduce the cost. And what happened in this process? It improves the processes. Next one, end the practice of awarding business on the basis of price tag alone. End the practice of awarding business. How? What are philosophical point? The product should also be of well quality, finished, and pleasing to meet the need of the market, meet satisfy the client, not only put their tag of low price. It will not attract the uh, consumer. Improve constantly and forever the system of production and service. So, according to this philosophical thought, it's a cyclic process, not to stop at any stage, and it is endless, has no end. It have to evolve all the time till that business is ongoing. So, improvement is needed. Institute training. The main thing to be incorporated in the organizations is the training process should be again a cyclic process. It should be not on and off, not at ad hocism. It must be incorporated in the schedules of the organization on permanent basis, and there should be cyclic phase for training. The workers, the manufacturers, uh, people in at different positions of the organization should have trainings, should have seek the latest novelty and currency in the learning processes and to introduce it with their employees to fresh up their own system. Teach and institute leadership. Teach and institute. Uh, it's very important in the organizations. Leadership should execute their self the different required leadership styles, phenomena, and philosophies, and they should also teach to their followers, their colleagues, their companions. They should make this the organization a learning organization. Drive out fear, create an environment of innovation. Liberty of asking question, liberty of knowing, liberty of conflict, contradiction should be there. It will drive out the fear, and people will feel the environment friendly, and ultimately their capacity, their thought, their understanding will be put into practice to make the innovative ideas. Optimize the team efforts towards the aims and purposes of the company. All of the efforts of the team resultantly should be meant for to meet the aims of the company. Otherwise, it will be some useless efforts are wasting the stamina and capacity of the team and organization. Eliminate exhortations for the workforce, eliminate numerical quotas for production, numerical quotas for production, not towards the quantity but quality. It means focus on quality instead of focusing on the production and quantity. Remove the barriers that rob pride of workshipmen. The difficulties between and the hindrances in the way of workmanship should be lessened. Encourage learning and self-improvement. Without encouraging this, the learning will be stopped and people will be fear of self-improvement. So novel ideas and their input will be suffer. Take action to accomplish the transformation. It's very necessary and core component of leadership and the leadership, transformational leadership, when the seniors and other stakeholders of the organization have learned something, they should transform it to the next one or making it an learning organization. After deeming, we have another philosophy that is known as Duran philosophy. According to Duran, there's quality pursues on two levels. Number one, mission of the firm as a whole to achieve high product quality. The mission of each individual department is to achieve high production quality. Mission of firm, your mission of company, organization, and the mission of the individual department. And it should be in bridged up between the ulterior motive of both of the department and the company should be same. So these both mission of both of the thing should be aligned. Departmental mission and the company mission should be aligned. Quality should be talked about in a language senior management understands. Money, cost of poor quality. Quality should be talked about in a language senior management understands. Money, cost of poor quality. So it should be taken into consideration and no compromise on quality for provision of lower cost and catching the market. At operational level, focus should be on conformance to specifications through elimination of defects, use of statistical methods. The first component that we discussed about the senior management should understand the money cost of poor quality. That is the mission of that should be incorporated in the mission of the company, the firm. Firm should take into consideration the buyers, not to compromise on quality. And the departments are at operational level. They should focus on the conformance of specifications. Whatever the specifications have been decided for consumer use, they should be incorporated. No defects should be there. All of the defects should be eliminated, and statistical methods should be used, taken to consideration of the quality. Because after this level, the things have to be come to served in the market. So at the consumer end, there should be satisfaction. Duran introduced the term quality trilogy. So in this trilogy, there are three logical processes. Number one, quality planning, quality control, and quality improvement. Quality planning is the process of preparing to meet quality goals. It involves understanding customer needs and developing product features. So the plan should be according to the need of the market and the customer. Accordingly, the firm should make their goals to meet the quality. Quality control. Process of meeting quality goals during operations, control parameters, measuring the deviation and taking action. So zero tolerance, zero defect, without uh, uh, faults. The process look into the matters to remove these deficiencies is the quality control process that results improvement of the quality. Process for breaking through the unprecedented level, dented levels of performance, identify areas of improvement and get the right people to bring about the change. So definitely when planning is better, control is there, ultimately it will improve the quality of a product. Uh, when we go for this quality trilogy in the system of education, it's very natural and quite nearer to the systems of the universities. Like while planning for framing course outlines and schemes of studies of the courses, the planning should be on the base of quality goals to meet the need of the market of the customer. That those are the students and society, parents, nation, international level. Then, when it has been planned, put it these things into practice should be controlled through supervision, through inspection. And finally, if self-motivated and controlled and inspected people, the faculty, take this schemes of study into practice and meet the achieve the goal, ultimately what happened? Quality of the processes improved as compared to the previous one. So it plays a vital role towards the ranking of the university, famous fame of the university, and number of the university across the country and international level. We have another philosophy that is Crosby philosophy, that is about absolutes of management. Absolutes of management. Quality means, according to Crosby, quality means conformance to requirements, not elegance. Whatever the requirements are, these should be met at each cost. They don't recommend elegance, they recommend the requirements should be met. There is no such thing as quality problem. because this philosophy is about absolute self-management. So quality problem does not exist in their book. There is no such thing as economics of quality. It is always cheaper to do the job right the first time. It's very easy to understand the things. If in first phase people make the things bad, not up to the specification, then we and if they have to review that, they have again put energy, waste time, and expenses so that make things more costly. So it is always cheaper to do the right job first time. The only performance measurement is in the cost of quality, the cost of non-conformance. So cost of non-conformance results in the cost of quality. So quality is might be done better if the first time it is conformance of the specifications. Only performance measurement is the cost of quality. So performance will be measured if the things, the production meet the specifications already specified for that. Basic elements of improvement: determination, commitment by the top management, education of employees towards zero defects, implementation of the organization process towards zero defect. So the elements on which improvement is based, that is commitment of management, zero tolerance from their side, and zero defect from employee side. They should be of mind of this element. Finally, what happened when both are aligned with each other, then implementation is necessary. So in the result of this implementation, organizational process go towards zero defect. Quality control techniques, JIT, quality at source, inspection, process, improvement according to Kaizen and Taguchi, and Six Sigma. These are the quality control techniques. First, we discuss JIT. It helps to achieve quality because it is a philosophy that seeks to constantly improve production, process, and methods. When there is a continuous process of improving production and methods, then quality is achieved. JIT contributes to higher product quality in the following ways. Production is highly standardized. Workers perform standard tasks every day. They are familiar with their tasks. Familiarity ensures high quality. So when the workers are familiar about their task and daily routine, they will perform perfectly and the production will be up to mark. Here, JIT stands for just in time. The first right, first time, the final time. Not repetition, but right time. In process of inventories are drastically reduced by cutting lot sizes. Any interruption therefore causes production to stop until the problem has been solved. In this way, just in time has been called a system of enforced problem solving. Now, this stoppage in production forces everybody to solve the quality problem so that the defect will not repeat. Hence, high product quality is ensured. From here, it is reflected that JIT just in time mean solution of high quality in the product, and a defect will no repeat. Suppliers of materials under just-in-time system supply materials of perfect quality. Uh, from here, it is reflected that many of the companies are not in practice to inspect the supplier label and materials. Rather, they emphasis on the working with suppliers to produce perfect parts and materials. So, when according to this philosophy, check and balance system will be incorporated with zero tolerance. So materials will be fine enough and of good quality, and defects will be highlighted. Whereas this philosophy doesn't believe on the repeat artifact. This system automated equipment and sophisticated machines will ensure high product quality. So just in time also focus on the sophisticated machine productions. Just in time system also envisages the use of intensive preventive maintenance programs in order to prevent any machine breakdown. For this purpose, they might they recommend the high quality and fine enough parts to use in machines with warranty. And before that, within the time of that warranty, the parts should be replaced. Breakdown of parts occur only when it is of bad quality or its warranty time is over. So according to this philosophy, uh, the breakdown of a machine part results on the producing parts of perfect quality. The production is not of perfect quality. So to avoid this hindrance, uh, they have to make sure that to replace the parts of machines or machine components well in time. Workers are also responsible for producing parts of perfect quality or with zero defects before they are passed on to the next production operation. Here we can see an example of JIT work in progress inventory level hides problems. Unreliable vendors, scrap capacity imbalances. So from this diagram, you can see unreliable vendors mostly produce scrap, and the result of this uh, production or provision of machines, what happened? Capacity imbalances and uh, in market, the companies lose their face, faith. Reducing inventory reveals problems so they can be solved. Again, can it is predicted from here that reducing inventory at the time of incorporation of the components strictly check and balance and according to the checklist. If you know, checklist is also known as inventory, so it should be reasonable length, reasonable volume, not should be too long, too much. More undesired things should not also be incorporated here. Quality at the source. The worker is put in the driver's seat in controlling product quality. The principles underlying quality at the source are: worker is the key component. He has to lead the mechanism, the department, the firm. So every worker's job becomes a quality control station, like in education system, starting from sanitary worker to the head of institution and top management. Every person has its own role in quality control, and specifically the faculty are the major stakeholders towards controlling quality. The worker is responsible for inspecting his own work, identifying any defects, and reworking them into non-defectives and correcting any causes of defect. A very simple example and relevant is here. While on recording these lectures, it's our first experience, and in our whole career we have not been doing this. So multiple attempts uh, uh, I have taken to make this tutorial or recording lecture to find the defect relevant to voice, relevant to quality of material, quality of presentation, sound, so and so. Statistically, statistical quality control techniques are used to monitor the quality of parts produced at each workstation. And who is the workstation? The worker is the workstation. And easy to understand charts, graphs are used to communicate progress to workers and managers. Each worker is given the right to stop the production line to avoid producing defective parts. But I think so it must be incorporated in system of education as well, where there is some uh, guidelines and time frames. So most of the tasks have to be completed within that timeline. To meet those timelines, workers and the stakeholders are confused and quality is compromised. For example, the automation system of the universities, even of our own university, and regarding fee voucher, registration, learning management system, and examination results, and marking, conduction of exam, so and so. Many of the activities, many of the tasks uh, uh, we have to just meet the timeline. For while to reach that milestone, many of the queries and hindrances we face. And honestly speaking, some of them are kept for the repeat time. It is in the mind of the workers that once we have some first compilation to the within the timeline, if any inconvenience or queries are there, we would seek some other strata of time or extension in the timeline to cope up with them those problems raised during the first phase. So it results on the poor quality. So to do right first time is the quality. So it can be done only when the worker, the workstation, the concerned people are authorized to stop the process immediately at the place of some problem or hindrance. First, they should correct that, and then they go for the next one. Workers and managers are organized into quality circles, groups of people who analyze quality problems, work to solve the problems, and implement programs to improve product quality. This all should be taken in JIT. The next component is inspection. The act of determining conformance or non-conformance of expected performances is the function of inspection. To identify the product with the conformance and non-conformance. So product is inspected in line with the specifications made for that. So inventory or checklist one by one is gone through and have tick and cross. If the thing is up to that specification, it is good tick. If no, it is cross. So if 99.9%, even I say if the 100% ticks are there, then it is the conformance. Otherwise, non-conformance, and non-conformance always results in poor quality and defects. Before putting that production into the market, these defects, these non-conformance should be revisited, repeated, and in the result of this inspection, all these loopholes may be covered. So the product will be according to the standard, up to the standard. If in the result of inspection, the non-conformance has been reconsidered. Frequency of inspection. The challenge is to keep inspection costs minimum yet realize expected quality. So in certain cases, every part is inspected, in which case it is called 100% inspection. So frequency of inspection is 100 inspection. Every part, every time should be gone through and inspected carefully. When to inspect? Finished products and parts to know that correct part are to be assembled or products are right when shipped. So the production before shipping, after finalized and finished shape, should be inspected whether they are ready to be shipped or there is some problem is there. Before an expensive processing, the output of automatic machine periodically so that possible errors are confirmed to small quantities, and before an operation that cannot be undone, for example in mixing paint. Uh, I should put this component when to inspect in system of education. Course outline is there, weekly plan is there, and teacher and students in classroom are executing uh, this to meet that week plan. If the content delivery is in accordance with the weekly plan, it is fine. If no, it is non-conformance. When it should be inspected, it might be inspected on daily basis. There might be some cameras, recordings, or already prevailing system is of attendance. Teacher and student are there in class, so they are doing that for which they have planned for that particular day according to week plan. Quality circle. It is a participative management concept. Through it is in Japan, and this was considered demonstrated its potential. Its rudimentary origins is traced to United States, where problem-solving groups have existed since 1930s. Quality cycle in Japan 1960s, Deming and Juran Ishikawa, advisor with Zeus 1962. Process improvement is known as Kaizen. Every employee strives for improvement. Top management views improvement as part of strategy and supports it. Middle management can implement top management's improvement goals by establishing, maintaining, and upgrading operating standards. Workers can engage through suggestions, small group activities. After employees or workers, there is middle management that is there to help to create conducive environment for improvement of by improving cooperation among departments. And then there is the supervisors. They can direct their attention more on improvement than supervision, which will facilitate communication. So it's the process of improvement started from employee to middle management to the supervisor. What employee have to do? They have to focus on the strategy of sports and uh, establishing and meeting the goal, maintaining and upgrading operation standards. So employees have to do work, have to act according to SOPs, and the middle management is there to create conducive environment for improvement, and supervisor is to pay attention on improvement. As an implementation, a cycle shown in this diagram is Deming cycle that uh, has focus on customer satisfaction. According to this, because it's cycle, it can be start from anywhere, but mostly start from the first quadrant, that is plan, do, study, act. And again, in the third of review, plan, do, study, act. Study the current system, identifying problems, testing theories of causes, and developing solutions. Then, according to this plan, do. What to do? Do on trial basis, data collected and documented. And this data collected might be studied and then determine whether the trial plan is working correctly by evaluating the results. If it is working correctly, act. Improvements are standardized and final plan implemented. But if study results are not up to the mark and it doesn't show, trial plan doesn't show that working correctly, then go for again a new plan. So it's a cycling. From any step we can go to the other if needed. 6 Sigma. Uh, it's very strong and latest philosophy in quality. The business improvement approaches that seeks to find and eliminate causes of defects and errors in process by focusing on outputs what are critical to customers. The Six Sigma is based on statistical measure that equates 3.4 or fewer errors artifacts per million opportunities. Motorola pioneered the concept of Six Sigma. The late Bill Smith, a reliability engineer, is created with conceiving the idea of Six Sigma. GE, especially specifically CEO Jack Welch, extensively promoted it. This is the history of Six Sigma, how it evolved. From this bell, you can see statistically, if we see, it's a normal bell shape, normal distribution. You say, see upper limits and lower limits with some defects and millions and defects million. So 3.4 stated in the previous slide, 3.4 defects, that is the mm, mm, minor in the end of the bell shape. We are very poor number of uh, you can say uh, minute number of defects can fall over here. So while considering Six Sigma, the defects are very nominal. 7 quality control tools, process improvement tools, flowchart, check sheet, histogram, spectrogram diagrams, cause and effect diagrams, scatter diagrams, control charts. All these, I think so. You might have studied in the quantitative research to where the data is spread on sheets and easy to understand through different. We have earlier discussed the philosophies of quality management. Now it's time to discuss the framework of quality management and the way forward after 1990. Because the century of quality from 1900 to 1990 we have discussed. It's about now. Yes, so this is the framework for quality management. ISO was created by International Organization for Standardization, which was created in 1946 to standardize quality requirement within the open market. IOS initially composed of representatives from 91 countries, probably most wide base for quality standards, adopted a series of written quality standards in 1987 and first revised in 1994 and more recently and significantly in 2000. ISO in the name of in the name refers to the scientific term ISO for quality. Thus, certified organizations are assured to have quality equal to their peers. ISO defines quality system standards based on the premise that certain generic characteristics of management principles can be standardized, and that a well designed, well implemented, and well managed quality system. What happens if well designed, well implemented, and well managed quality system is there? Then it provides confidence that outputs will meet customer expectations and requirements. So, client is the customer, is the end user. His satisfaction is uh, core idea. Standards are recognized by 100 countries, including Japan and USA, intended to apply all types of businesses. Recently, B2B firm Pestrotti.com became the first e-commerce company to go ISO certification. ISO created the to meet five subjectives. First one, achieve, maintain, and seek to continuously improve product quality in relation to the requirements, improve the quality of operations to continually meet customers and stakeholders' need, provide confidence to internal management that quality requirements are being met, provide confidence to the customers that quality requirements are being met, and provide confidence that quality system requirements are fulfilled. So these are the five objectives to meet which is based ISO. ISO consists three documents. ISO 9000, that is the fundamentals and vocabulary. 9001, the requirements, organized in four sections: management, responsibility, resource management, product realization, and measurement, analysis, and improvement. This component might be incorporated, and according to this is measure the systems of education. ISO 9004, guidelines for performance improvements. ISO 9000 to 2000, quality management principles. Principle 1, customer focus. 2, leadership, involvement of people, process approach, system approach for management, continual improvement, factual approach to decision making, mutually beneficial supplier relationships. Originally intended to be a two-party process where the supplier and is audited by its customer. So the customary uh, auditing or their point of view and their comments are the basic guidelines the, for the supplier. The ISO 9000 process became a third-party accreditation process. Independent laboratory or certification agency conducts the audit. Recertification is required every 3 years. Individual sites, not entire company, must achieve registration individually. All costs are to be borne by the applicant. A registration audit may cost anywhere from $10,000 to $40,000. That's all about the quality management framework currently going on, meet the international standards. So thus our unit 2 has been completed by all means. In 3 tutorials, 3 components, we have covered it. Thank you, Allah Hafiz.